Ramesh Kalyan, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SNS College of Technology. The course code and the course name is 23 CSB 201, Object Oriented Programming, second year, third semester. So this is Unit 5, IO Streams and JavaScripts. The topic is Objects Serialization. So before getting into the topic, we will see what is an object serialization, that is the definition of object serialization. So object serialization is the process of converting an object into a byte stream so that it can be stored in a file or transmitted over a network. So this byte stream can later be deserialized back into a copy of the original object. So in simple terms, object serialization is the process of converting an object into a byte stream. Similarly, object deserialization is the process of converting a byte stream into an object. So this is vice versa of the serialization process. So in the figure, we could see the process of serialization and deserialization in Java. First one is serialization process, that is the process of converting an object into a byte stream. The next one, right side, we could see the deserialization, that is the process of converting a byte stream into an object with the help of database, memory and all those files in it. So next one, so we saw what is serialization and deserialization. So what is the need for using this serialization? The first one is we need to save an object state to a file or database. So in our day life, we are dealing with lot of files and lot of databases. So in few reasons, it is mandatory to save our files in order to open our file the next week or next day or whatever it is. So in that case, we need to save our object state to a file or a database by which we can retrieve it anytime when we need. So the second point is like when we want to send the objects over a network, for example from client to server apps, this is the process of, so as we saw the process of sending an object, we need to convert it either to a byte stream or a data. So in this process, we need this process of serialization. And next one is it is mainly used in the process of complex objects. So in cases of complex, in cases of solving complex problems or else a complex algorithms, we need the process of serialization in which it can be converted to either an object or back to the byte stream. The fourth step is in order to transfer between the JVMs, that is Java Virtual Machine. So JVM is nothing but Java Virtual Machine. So in order to transfer between two Java Virtual Machines, we are using this process of serialization. And next one is serializable interface. So in previously we saw the definition of serialization and deserialization, and next we saw what is the need for using the serialization, and this is the serializable interface. So we could explain this with the help of a small example program. The first one is to make a class serializable, we should implement a process or an interface called java.io.serializable interface. So this is called an interface. So this is java.io. In all the programs, wherever you are using the concept of serialization or else the IO process, we have to include a library file called import java.io. So in this example, we are having a class student which implements serializable. So integer ID, then string name, we are including both integer and ID or string name, student and int ID, string name. So we are getting ID and name. So this dot ID is equal to ID and this dot name is equal to name. So in this we are printing an ID with the student name. So in the diagram on the right side, we could see the Java object, we are converting it to a file system using the Java write of obj using file output stream and object output streams. So we'll be seeing this more detailed. Reading or sterilizing in objects. So using the object input stream to read an object from a file. So we are using object input stream. So in previous we have seen what is a stream and what are the types of streams. So we are having different streams like object input stream, object output stream, file input stream, and file output stream. So in order to write an object or read an object, in order to read an object we are using object input stream to read an object from a file. So an example for this is object input stream in is equal to new object input stream. We are creating a new object. So new file input stream of data.scr. So student s is equal to student in.read object of in.close of. So this is a simple example. The sentence in which we are using a sentence where we are using it in a program. So we could see in the diagram on the right side. So object input stream, then it converts to the input stream, and for this we are using write object of an object, then object output stream. Finally we are getting the output stream. So writing serializable in object. So previously we saw reading process, so this is writing process. So in order to write in objects, write an object to a file, we are using object output stream to write a file. So example, object output stream out. So previously you have seen object input stream in, and in this out we are creating a new object of the stream of new file output stream of data.scr. So out dot write object of obj, out dot close of. So we have explained a small diagram for serialization and deserialization. So like converting from an object to a byte stream and back to a byte stream to an object. So serialization process. So steps to serialize an object. First one is creating an object of a class that implements serializable, then creating a file output stream to specify the file, and third one is creating an object output stream connected to it, and fourth one is calling write object of in order to serialize the object. So this is a simple example. So what we saw in the previous slide, we are using the simple example for we are getting the name, ID and name of a student. So this is mind map. So this is a collection of the core concepts we saw previously. So questions to solve. So this is what we saw in previously. So define object serialization in Java. Then second one is steps to serialize. So we learned that in second slide. And the third one is use of serializable interfaces. References. So these are the references used. Thank you.